This is the right wing.
One of the things I'm a little afraid of is that there's 26 states where abortion will be illegal. Okay. But what does that mean? So, I mean, something can be illegal, but if there's no teeth behind it, then who cares? Right. So
they need to be indicted and they need to be tried and they need to be executed if they kill babies. And there needs to be somebody to stand up and say that and do that.
If there was ever a time, if there was ever an issue for us to, actually go to war over, if there was ever a time when this becomes illegal and if these clinics try to remain open and kill these babies, then maybe direct action needs to take place.
That's right.
And if there was ever an issue for us to stand up and say, this is something that we are willing to physically fight for, this is it.
The far right in America is growing. And these people are represented by a candidate who is accelerating in Pennsylvania. Her name is Kathy Barnette, and she claims to be the child of a raped 11-year-old. And she says that because she was the child of a raped 11-year-old, she is that body of that the product of that rape. She wants to restrict abortion even in the cases of rape and incest. And she is surging in Pennsylvania out of nowhere. She's now neck and neck with Dr. Oz and Dave McCormick. Totally batshit crazy and complete nutter. Kathy Barnette is the surprise PA Senate candidate who just might win. Now she's getting new scrutiny. Now, I am not a Pied Piper type of person. I don't like the idea of getting the most batshit candidate on the other side and being like, yeah, that's going to help our side. Because sometimes the batshit candidates win. And I think she would be one of the most dangerous politicians we've ever seen. Wearing a bright smile, Kathy Barnette shook hands and introduced herself around the patio of a Montgomery County country club. I'm Kathy and I'm running for United States Senate, she said. But many already knew that. People are hearing my story. She told one voter Monday, the momentum has been amazing. At a country club in Montgomery County. Oh! She's batshit. She's completely batshit crazy. Running on a shoestring budget with a personal story that begins on an Alabama pig farm. No wonder she thought liquor stores were on every corner in Black America, because she's from Alabama and she was going with the most racist trope she could, because in Pennsylvania, that's not true. Barnette has rocketed to the forefront of Pennsylvania's crucial Senate primary. She's from Alabama. And by the way, this is actually something that I've been talking about for a long time. I call it the Confederation of the Republican Party. Basically, the Republican Party had different flavors depending on which region of the country it was in. And the Republican Party that arose in the so-called party switch, the Republican Party that arose after the end of segregation, the end of Jim Crow in the South, where the South went from being solid Dixiecrat to solid Republican in like 2 straight elections, and that reorganization has been happening over decades. Now that Southern Republican Party, which loves the Confederacy, which is comical because the Confederacy was founded to fight the Republican Party, but that kind of like virulently racist Republican Southerner is actually colonizing Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Ohio, and the Republican Party in the country. The Republican Party in the rest of the country, the ancient Republican Party, the Republican Party of Lincoln, is being replaced by that Dixiecrat Republican Party of the South. The fact that she comes from Alabama to PA to run is an example of that, as concrete as an example of that as possible. And what do they bring? What do those Alabama Republicans bring? Explicit racial and religious, so racial politics and religious evangelical extremism. And that religious fundamentalism combined with a racial politics of exclusion is what they're importing. And there's no better person to do that than a black woman, because using her identity as a shield, she can support whatever racist policy against the black people. And we understand what that means. I just pulled up my, I tipped my chair. Anyway, we know exactly what that means. And you know, we for example, if you go watch Django Unchained, Samuel L. Jackson's character is that person. There's always been people that are members of minority groups that are willing to throw their other kinfolk under the bus for their own personal advancement. Barnette represents that in a nutshell. Barnette has rocketed to the forefront of Pennsylvania's crucial Republican Senate primary, according to both public and private polling. She picked up late momentum as she challenged her big spending rivals Oz and McCormick. Her rise in the final days before before Tuesday's primary has stunned operatives in both parties. So is she going on, like, can someone explain this? Because I haven't seen it. Is she going on OAN and Fox News a lot? Like, where is the source of her rise? Like, why do people even know who she is? Is it Facebook? Like, this is the thing that I'm very curious about and want to learn about. Everyone knows Oz is running for this race. Everyone knows McCormick is running in this race, and they're holding their nose. When they break the undecideds, they're going to break in my direction. There's nothing Oz and McCormick could possibly say to these people that they haven't already said because they spent such an insane amount of money. He's got a good point there. Questions are starting to simmer about some of Barnette's links to fringe elements on the right, her false claims of voter fraud in the 2020 election, and some of her past incendiary comments, including a 2017 tweet about a banning Islam and a 2010 opinion piece claiming the homosexual agenda was seeking domination. Holy shit. No wonder she's gonna win. She's a virulent, homophobe, racist, anti-Semite. Holy fuck. Ojeda. He just attacking low turnout? Okay. Why do you think voters in West Virginia have low turnout? Why do you think? Because the Democratic Party is represented by Nancy Pelosi. She's a gigantic question mark, says one Washington Republican closely following the race, and she's gaining steam. Wednesday brought her a major endorsement for the political arm of fiscally conservative Club for Growth. What? Oh my God, really? Holy shit. That's incredible. Holy shit. So, by the way, if you don't know, Club for Growth is basically the billionaires. It's Wall Street and it's Pat Toomey. Wall Street is endorsing her. What a surprise, chat. Wall Street is endorsing the fascist candidate? What do you know? What a surprise. Shocker of shocks. Holy fuck. A day earlier, the anti-abortion Susan B. Anthony list backed Barnette, and Fox News survey showed her effectively tied with Oz and McCormick. Wow. Holy hell.
I grew up on a pig farm in southern Alabama. No insulation, no running water. This country allowed a little black girl to claw her way from underneath a rock. But that America, with all those opportunities, is fast coming to a close. Democrats are serious when they say fundamentally change this country. And by fundamentally change, they mean screw it up real good. This is about the survival of our nation, and we need people who understand that.
Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this ad.
Incredible. That's fascist. That's a fascist television ad. That's a fascist ad. The idea that there's no program there but anti-left. Incredible. This is fascist playbook. Wow. Wall Street. MFFA says Barnette appeared a lot on Newsmax, but now they're turning against her. Her fairy tale life is not adding up. Major discrepancies. Her military record is a black hole. By the way, he misspelled hole. He misspelled hole. Who is she actually? Answer. The Democrats' best hope in Pennsylvania. She will lose if she's the nominee. Was never vetted. Fake news gave this insider a total pass. I'm not surprised Kathy Barnette is a race card playing scammer. Watch as she tries to shame white people into supporting her crazy campaign. Kathy, try focusing on the issues and not skin color. Color doesn't matter in our world. Oh my lord. Holy hell, dude. Barnette of Montgomery County argues that undecided Republicans are looking for a more authentic alternative after hearing so much from Oz and McCormick on TV. Despite spending tens of millions of dollars on the race, the two men who have sucked up most of the attention have failed so far to win over a decisive share of the electorate. What supporters find in me is a sense of authenticity, Barnette. This is the only thing that matters. It's not authenticity, it's the sense of authenticity. Authenticity doesn't matter. In fact, the more authentic you are, the more you're hated. It's the sense of authenticity. The sense, it's perception, it's vibes. They see me as one of them, and if our leadership is listening, then they should pay attention to that. McCormick and two super PACs funded by his wealthy allies have poured more than $35 million into the contest, while Oz and his supporters have spent more than $18 million. Each man has put in $11 million of his own money. Fucking hell, dude. I mean, I think Barnette is a god-awful candidate. I think she's a terrible candidate.
Those are two most powerful weapons. And there are a lot of truisms I can talk about in regards to Islam. I spent a number of years studying it and reading the Quran, talking to Muslims, just to get an understanding. Because it is the mindset of a Muslim is very different from the mindset of Americans. And that's the reason why we cannot fully understand the level, the depth of the depravity, the depth of the evil, because it's just not a part of the American fabric for the most part. But let me just, those are two.
So, I mean, this is just standard Islamophobic shit that is totally accepted on the right. Holy fuck. I think she would get destroyed by Fetterman, honestly, but she's batshit crazy. She's done it in part with a combative, unflinching style that has channeled the defiance that propelled Trump. A win for Barnette could be a sign of the GOP establishment's inability to steer the party, and her momentum comes from at the same time that State Senator Doug Mastriano appears to be pulling away in the governor's race, worrying some Republicans that the two could be an unelectable ticket in two crucial campaigns this fall, despite a political environment that favors the GOP. Biden is so unpopular. I think it's not unlikely that even the most terrible candidate could win. I do think there's a good advantage if the Republican Party nationwide sees these guys as unelectable. They may not fund them as much, but there's just so much money sloshing around on the right. They might fund them anyway. She comes as a tryhard to me. Well, you're not the person that matters. Holy fuck. 2010, she wrote an online opinion piece for Canada Free Press denouncing the homosexual agenda on religious rounds. It's not about equality that they so rabidly pursue. It is domination. It is exclusion of the dominate voice in this country that inherently judges their lifestyle as immoral and perverse. Tweeting that Islam should be banned in the USA. Man, they really believe in the Constitution, right? She's a constitutional conservative who thinks you shouldn't have freedom of religion. Barnette pursued false voter fraud claims after losing a 2020 House race to U.S. Rep. Madeleine Dean by 19 percentage points, organized buses to attend the January 6th rally that preceded the Capitol attack, and has continued to cast doubts on the results of Pennsylvania's 2020 presidential election, becoming a leading election denier in the state, along with Mastriano. Oh my God, dude. Pennsylvania is in like danger zone. Holy shit. He embraced endorsements from Mike Flynn, a longtime conservative commentator. Barnette has resonated in part through her distinct personal story. At one debate last month, she explained her strict anti-abortion views by describing herself as the byproduct of a rape, that her mother was 11 years old when she was conceived and her father was 21. In Lansdale, she recounted growing up on a pig farm below the bottom rung of the economic ladder with no insulation and no running water. She was the first in her family to go and finish college, and she later joined the Army National Guard. She has a presence about her. She definitely commands attention when she walks in a room or go on a debate stage. She's fearless. She'll go after the moderator, and she'll go after the person standing next to her. Barnette often says to the GOP establishment, "We have the best story to tell. We just keep picking people who suck at telling it." Monday stop at Montgomery County High School enlistee dinner. She was asked to speak as a former member of the Army Reserves and came between interviews with Newsmax and conservative podcasters Diamond and Silk. She's the Diamond and Silk of Pennsylvania. Oh my God, I even called her that. And there she writes, she's campaigning with them. We need people who are not part of the swamp, says Judy Hummel, 75, a retired teacher who saw Barnette in Lansdale. She looks like our savior, interject her husband, Dan Hummel, an Army veteran. He was perplexed when Trump endorsed Oz, the celebrity surgeon widely known as Dr. Oz. He doesn't live in the state. I watched a debate the other night, and every other word out of Oz's mouth was Trump. He had nothing to say for himself. Bob Kurtz, who lives in Bucks County, described himself as a moderate Republican who likes some Democrats, including two of their Senate candidates, John Fetterman and U.S. Rep. Connor Lamb. But he plans to vote for Barnette. I don't agree with her on everything, but most of the time I'm behind her, says Kurtz, a retired Philadelphia teacher who spent 28 years in the Army Reserve. He didn't think she had a real shot until now. Fucking hell, dude. The Republican Party? Holy shit. The fascists, man. Holy fucking hell, dude. Here's her Twitter page. Kathy Barnette. Where has she actually been living? Has she been in New York? Like, where was she actually living? Like, there's no fucking shot she was living in Pennsylvania. I'm the byproduct of rape. My mother was 11 when I was conceived. In the world the left desires, I would never have been born. So wait a minute. You want to force 11-year-olds to have rape babies? This may be the most evil thing I've ever seen in my life. Even, what?
To college, I decided to go into the Army Reserves, but I had to go get my birth certificate, mainly because the name was different. The name I had always grown up with was Nelson, but then come to find out there was something completely different on my birth certificate. Clearly, I could have done the math and realized just how young my mother was when she gave birth to me, but it was never something that truly resonated with me until...
Resonated? What word is that?
I looked at my birth certificate for the very first time and just kind of studied it. Her gender, they called her a Negro girl, and that was the first thing I saw, and it just kind of grabbed my heart. But then I saw her age, and she was 12. And that just really struck a chord in me because I realized just how young
my mother was when something so horrible had visited upon her. Even to this day, it's a very hard word to say, but my mother was raped, given her young age at 11 years old, my father being 21.
They was hurt. We was all devastated. But my mother said, you know, you're pregnant, so we're going to get through this. And she helped me get through it. I don't want to use the word choice. She was going to be born. I didn't have a choice to say, you're going to live, or I'm going to abort you. That wasn't a choice for me. And I thank God it wasn't a choice for me.
As a child, I knew no difference. I was loved, and I felt loved. It gave me a greater appreciation for my mother. It helped me to forgive a lot of the mistakes someone at that age, having gone through such trauma, would have made in their own parenting. But it definitely made me become very adamant about the sanctity of life, of all life, regardless of their conception, regardless of how they arrived, that I am valuable, I'm worthy, and my life has purpose. Before the foundation of the world, God saw me and he decided that I would be. And he said in his word that not only did I see you, but I called you, I predestined you. And so as a Christian, I believe in the value of life, that when I was in my mother's womb, he was knitting me together. Even among Christians, even among staunch conservatives, an exception to the rule of being pro-life for many is in the case of rape. And yet my life has value. From me has come to very beautiful and charming.
Okay, so let me just say this. I don't believe a word she says. I think that this is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. Even if you are personally the product of a 11-year-old who gets raped and you end up being born, you would have to have some sort of pathological narcissism of such extremity to say that all 11-year-olds who get forcibly impregnated should have to carry their babies to term because my mother did and survived to talk about it. That is pure evil. 11-year-olds shouldn't be having children because the vast majority of them are not physically able to carry the pregnancy to term without severe risk of death. It's one thing to her mom loves her daughter and would not want her in her life. That makes sense. But it's wild that the takeaway here is that everyone should have this wholly complex and traumatic life experience. Yeah, no one. I mean, listen, if you want to love your child that was conceived through a horrible crime, fine. That's totally normal. I accept and I commend you for that. But to turn around and then say, I don't think anybody else should have a choice in a similar circumstance is fucking psycho. Vile and perfectly insulated. I mean, this is the Republican Party in a nutshell. Holy fuck, man. This is evil shit. This is evil ass shit. Holy hell, dude.
Smart kids, married to a wonderful husband. We've made a life for ourselves, and none of this would have happened if the exception to the rule had applied.
Regardless of how old you are and how the child was conceived, that child deserves a chance. And if I had made that choice, where would I be at right now without my daughter?
The hardest struggle for my mother, the hardest thing for her to overcome, I think, is just the effects of the trauma itself. And that is why I think it's so important to help people understand that the trauma has already been inflicted. The child should...
That's not true. This is so evil. This is so evil.
Not be inflicted with the consequences that squarely belongs on the one who inflicted the trauma. You have to be able to...
Let me show you. This is from the World Health Organization. I know it's a globalist cabal. It says early pregnancies among adolescents have major health consequences for adolescent mothers and their babies. Pregnancy and childbirth complications are the leading cause of death among girls aged 15 to 19 years globally. So an 11-year-old is at extreme risk of death. They face higher risk of eclampsia, puerperal endometriosis, and systemic infections than women aged 20 to 24. Holy shit. shit. This is fucking evil, dude. I don't even think you can find shit for children this young. Like, this is appalling. This is fucking appalling. Doctors appalled by 10-year-old giving birth. A 10-year-old girl in Colombia recently gave birth via cesarean section. No 10-year-old anywhere in the world should be having a baby, Lewis Wall, professor of obstetrics and gynecology at Washington University School of Medicine, told Live Science. Any 10-year-old who is pregnant has already been abused significantly by somebody, he said. They should probably go without saying. Nor are 10, 11, and 12-year-olds remotely prepared to care for a baby. The risks are physical. The placenta preferentially will take nutrition from the mother, who really is a child. That means the developing fetus will leach calcium and other nutrients from a child who should still be growing herself. Likewise, pregnancy puts a major strain on the cardiovascular system. Pregnant women have 50% more blood circulating in their bodies compared to non-pregnant women. What the fuck? Girls may start ovulating and menstruating as early as 9, but the average is 12 or 13. Just because a girl can get pregnant, though, doesn't mean she can safely deliver a baby. The pelvis does not fully widen until the late teens, meaning that young girls may not be able to push the baby through the birth canal. Results are horrific, says Wall and Thomas, who have both worked in Africa treating women in the aftermath of such labors. Girls may labor for days. Many die. Their babies often don't survive labor either. Girls who do survive often develop fistulas, which are holes between the vaginal wall and the rectum or bladder. When the baby's head pushes down and gets stuck, it can cut portions of the mother's soft tissue between its skull and her pelvic bones. As a result, the tissue dies and a hole forms. Feces and urine then may leak through the hole and out of the vagina. This is fucking disgusting, dude. Saying someone who's been raped and traumatized as a preteen should be forced to have a baby is pure evil. The likes of which I can't even believe. This is the Republican Party, by the way. This is fucking crazy, dude. Mike, do you not use the phrase rape baby? Did I use that phrase? I didn't use the phrase. Did I say rape baby? I thought I said whatever.
See the difference.
Sorry about that.
Aborting me would not have eased the trauma that my mother suffered. Aborting me would not have allowed me to be in a place today where I can now take care of my mother.
It's just amazing to see them grow up, regardless of how my life started out. I'm blessed.
I'm not left with bitterness. I'm left with overwhelming sense of gratitude that not only did God see value in my life, but that my family saw value in my life. I'm very grateful for that. I'm eternally grateful that they chose to allow me to be born.
So Roe v. Wade, and they're coming to force 12-year-olds to have children via rape. Wow. That's the Republican Party. Holy shit. I mean, do you think it's best for your mental health to accept past trauma and see it as a positive in your overall life, but you should not go on and force others to do the same thing? Wait, what? Some traumas are just damaging, and you persevere, and you move on. But stop pretending that horrific shit happening to people always makes them better off. It doesn't. Holy fuck.
In 1863, this was a battlefield where a clash for freedom was fought. The Emancipation Proclamation gave more than 3 million blacks their freedom. But in the decades that followed, people who looked like me could not fully integrate into the fabric of this nation. We couldn't even register to vote. Today, not only can I now vote without fear of violence, but I can run for office too. But there are still deeply personal and demeaning hurdles we must overcome. Because now the issue isn't just for someone who looks like me, but it's for people who think like me as well. People who think like me are being canceled.
You're basically, hey, are you a white conservative redneck? You're basically suffering the same discrimination as black people did.
Bullied, fired, threatened, and deplatformed. We're told that Black Lives Matter. Except, of course, my black life, because I'm a black conservative. Radicals want to control and strip not just black conservatives, but all conservatives of our identity, because we dare to think for ourselves.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
The white man that sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue believes he has the...
fucking idiot! He really went for that. He's so fucking stupid. Oh my god. That's not even a clip. That was a totally fair clip. That wasn't even a chimp. I'm sorry, folks. I've been clip chimped before. That's not clip chimp. He meant exactly what he said. She gave the full clip in context. There was nothing wrong with what she did there. It says ultra mega grows. Oh shit, you're right. I'm an idiot. Ultra MAGA. It's ultra MAGA. I'm a dipshit.
Power to take away my blackness because I'm a conservative. But I will keep on. I will never let the words of another
You already
define
played this
me.
video. What is she? Look at this face. This is like a reptilian trying to pretend to smile. What is happening? Madman, thanks for the 17 months.
Or determine my value. You can try to demean me or call me names for what I believe, but Joe Biden, after the November election in 2022, you can call me something else. Senator. Because this determined black conservative woman is going to become the next United States Senator from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I'm Kathy Barnette, and I will not be bullied into silence. As Americans, we are blessed.
Literally nothing about what she's going to do. We are 2 minutes in, and there is no project. Just total babble. Like, are you a white conservative man in Pennsylvania? But they're practically canceling you like the racist did. Like, what? She is a close number 3. It's basically statistically insignificant, the difference.
To live in the greatest country this world has ever known. And only in America can a little black girl who grew up on a pig farm, raised in a home with no insulation, no running water, an outhouse in the back and a well on the side, overcome every obstacle and shatter every glass ceiling intended to hold her back. Joe Biden might not think I'm black enough because I won't just shut up and do as I'm told. And DC might not be ready for me. But I've never been more ready for this fight. I hope you would join me on this journey. I can't do it alone. Together, we will keep on and send a message to Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. that his words will not define us.
Not a word about who she is, what she's done in her life, or what she wants to do in office. Just 100% racial politics. This is what the GOP wants.
That he cannot belittle us, and he cannot stop us from electing the first black Republican woman to the United States Senate. I'm Kathy Barnette, and I approve this message.
The Republicans can play I did poll just as well, if not better than Democrats. I want to see more ads. I know she had I was gonna post more. Like she was on she had a post on Gab about her at a gun range, and the comments were full of such vitriolic racism. I can't show it to you. I can't show it to you. It's that bad.
So in order to allow it, you have to erase Christianity. And they've been working on it for a long time. Ever notice how they call Martin Luther King doctor but not reverend? King was not a physician, he was a Christian preacher. They'd like you to forget that.
I've literally never heard anyone try to make you forget that it was Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. They're canceling Fetterman for doing his job. Those who work with John Fetterman say he runs a board of pardons. One of his only official duties is lieutenant governor with the heart of an activist and at times the force of a bully. Fuck yes! What a badass! Oh my god, I want him elected so bad. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Holy fucking hell. Holy fucking hell. Holy fucking hell. Oh god. Thank you, that made me feel great. You have an obligation to like, comment, and subscribe.